Even though my mom and dad worked very hard to make sure we always had everything we needed, when we were growing up, we still didn't have very much money. But they always did everything they could to make sure we had great Christmases, memorable, wonderful Christmases. I remember one Christmas in particular when I was a young teenager. I played baseball, I was a catcher, and I loved the game, and I was actually pretty good at it. And I wanted a Christmas present that year that more than any I'd ever wanted. I wanted a catcher's mitt. I'd never had my own catcher's mitt before. I'd always had to use the one the team provided, and I really wanted my own catcher's mitt. But I also knew that they were expensive, and I knew how much they cost, and I knew that was probably something that my mom and dad couldn't afford to get for me. So I resigned myself to the fact that I probably wasn't going to get that for Christmas. I remember a couple weeks before Christmas, my dad came home from work. He worked really hard. He worked in a foundry. He was on his feet all day long, and I remember when he sat down, I happened to look at his work shoes. He'd worn the same old work shoes all the time, same kind, always these black, plain black work shoes, and I looked at the pair he had on, and they were all worn out and looked pretty worn and tattered, even had a couple holes in them. And I remember saying to Dad, you need to get yourself a new pair of work shoes. And he says, yeah, I know I do. I'm going to take care of that here pretty soon. Well, the days went by, and we continued getting ready for Christmas, and then finally Christmas morning came, and we all got up, and it was a great time. We always sat there in the living room, and my dad played Santa Claus and handed out all the gifts, and I remember opening the gifts that I got that year and being really happy about them, and I just loved it. And we got to the end, and there was one gift left, and it was a gift for me, and when my dad handed it to me, it kind of looked like a turtle wrapped up, and I took it, I opened it, tore the paper off, and there it was, my catcher's mitt. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that somehow they'd found a way to get me a catcher's mitt. I had resigned myself that it wasn't going to happen. I was so excited and so happy and so thankful. Well, some weeks later, 2 or 3, maybe 4 weeks later, I remember my dad came home from work again. And I remember noticing he had those same old, worn out, tattered work shoes on. And I realized he had done without buying himself a new pair of work shoes so that they could buy for me a catcher's mitt for my Christmas present. And I was so touched by that. I'm still touched by that. I still have that catcher's mitt to this day. It sits on a shelf where I'm able to see it almost every single day. And it reminds me of the sacrifice that my dad made for me. It's a reminder to me of how much my dad loved me, that he was willing to give up his own work shoes and sacrifice that way to give me something because he loved me that much. I'm also reminded when I think about what God gave to us and how gracious he's been to us, and I look at my life and all the ways he's blessed me, and all those things remind me of how much my Heavenly Father loves me as well. Just like that catcher's mitt reminded me of how much my earthly father, loved me. God's blessings on me and his care and grace and ever present with me reminds me of how much my Heavenly Father loves me. I know that Christmas is not all about gifts, but I know that giving, especially when it's sacrificial giving, somehow touches and demonstrates love. Just like the sacrificial giving that my Heavenly Father gave for me. I'll never forget what my dad did that year. I was blessed by it, and I'll never forget it. And I'll never forget what Jesus did for me as well. God bless you, and have a wonderful, Merry Christmas filled with memories that will last you and inspire you forever. Thanks again. Thanks for watching this video from 412 Ministries Media. If you can, like and follow us on our Facebook page. And also, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And while you're at it, check out our webpage at godmakesense.com. God bless you.